Guys, it's your own boy, the one only Great Dane, back with a 836 star drop opening. And as you can see, we have an additional reward here, including the 6 star drops as well. So let's see what we have. Looks like it's an exploding skull emote or pin. Yeah, not 100% sure what it's supposed to be referencing. Maybe it's just supposed to be that people are surprised about buffies. Again, we did just have the new Brawl talk. And while they went over buffies and 2 of the new brawlers, I mean the majority, there was some reworks in there, but it was mostly about buffies. And again, I don't want to spoil anything inherently about the 2 new brawlers. And again, I did say 2, so the third 100th brawler is still looming on the back skirts. Again, they might want a little bit more time to flesh out the backstory of it or something, because again, it's supposed to be a rather significant brawler to the actual. Again, it's weird to think that this game has a story inherently, but again, we have had wacky events like the RT security cameras and all that. So anyway, let's get into the star drops, starting with a mythic of 500 coins. It was super rare, 50 power points, rare 50 coins, super rare 50 bling, rare of 100 XP doublers, rare of 100 XP doublers again, and we have the daily streak, day 245, with the reward of 100 bling, and the fortune, victory is temporary, brawl is forever, and I'm assuming the notification, just the successful voucher redemption. If we hop into the mode selection, I did end up playing Hot Zone Breakout Brawl again. Same map, same Angry Robo modifier, but this time we had the speed modifier, which I decided to play Hank and won every single match, which again was only 6, but still 6 wins in a row. Because again, if you guys don't know, essentially with the Brawlers Move Faster modifier, essentially it's rather difficult for any brawler that shoots actual projectiles to do well, because all the brawlers are moving a lot faster. You can do well, it's just a lot harder. So this modifier really heavily favors close-up brawlers, at least in my opinion, or brawlers that shoot in wide arcs, so it's at least easier to land your shots. We also have Wipeout Slayer's Paradise, Brawl Hockey Bouncy Bowl, Wipeout 5v5 Slippery Roads, and Brawl Arena the Smackdome. Again, really nothing too crazy going on. Haven't had a second to push in ranked, but I think I probably will now, especially since we only have about 3 days left anyway. If you hop over to the shop, this wacky supercellstore.com thing is still here. I don't know if this is always going to be here now, but again, it's not a bad shout. In fact, if I'm remembering correctly, I don't even think I've claimed the free 10 gems over on the shop for this season yet, so I'll have to try and remember to do that tomorrow. Again, I don't want to waste time in the video doing that now, but again, we still have the wacky power points and coins mecha box offers. Still the Christmas skins offer, again, still considering that. Same with the mecha skins. Firewing Janet's still on a discount, and for it should be tomorrow too, interestingly enough. And we have another wacky offer for resources. Again, I just don't want to buy that. Have a daily freebie of 5 credits, as well as 60 XP doublers. But again, yeah, it's really nothing too crazy going on here. So as of today, I have 1,860 XP doublers and 209,065 power points. Again, most people from the comments that I'm seeing actually seem to be, pretty favorable towards the changes they're going to be making, including both reworks and actual Buffy modifications, if you will. Again, obviously you guys are only going to be able to come to your own opinions from watching the Brawl Talks, so you want to make sure to do that. In fact, I'm sure it's featured right here. And again, I don't think they've actually put out a new post, because the one from November 26th here, they leaked it like almost a month early, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, they're generally moving forward with the same series of plans. The only thing I'm not 100% sure of is whether or not I should be buying the buffies right away, because they do look to be quite powerful, and they are releasing them in batches, just like the hypercharges. But at the same time, they did also say they'd be on a discount later on, but I imagine that's only for gems on the, or gems or dollars, I guess, over on the supercellstore.com webpage. Again, it's weird because we're going to be having the whole claw machine aspect. I'm not actually sure if you can get them for free out of Star Drops too. I don't think you can, unfortunately, at least from my understanding. Again, I'm gonna have to go back and reread that whole article. In fact, I still don't even know if I have read through the whole thing. It's just so long. But again, I probably want to read through it at least once fully before I come to any conclusions on whether or not I should or should be waiting to get those buffies. But again, I want to know if you guys are excited. And one major point that they didn't touch on in the Brawl Talk this time was, again, pretty interesting, because I think they usually always do, is if you guys remember, it is Brawl-A-Days after all. They didn't talk about it at all, interestingly enough. I don't think that means it's not going to happen. I just think it means they wanted to focus talking about changes to brawlers and buffies more, because again, they don't want to have like a 20-minute video. I mean, they've had longer Brawl Talks before, but I'm sure they don't want to push it necessarily, right? I really only want to watch so much on that. Plus, again, if you're playing the game anyway, you're obviously going to see what they're going to do for Brawl-A-Days. So if you're interested, again, just keep playing the game. I'm sure we'll get something. I wouldn't worry about that too much. I'm sure there's still going to be freebies. I'm sure they'll still have like present plunder or something, right? I don't know if there's going to be anything else new or crazy, but at the very least we should get the same stuff as last year, I would imagine. Or, again, even just other freebies. So, yeah, again, let me know if you're excited, if you enjoyed the Brawl Talk, if there's anything you're not particularly that liking to, again, specifically buffies, if there's something about it that worries you, if you don't like claw machines, I don't know, something like that. Again, at least what I'm liking from what I'm seeing is, every pull does get you a buffy, so it's not like an actual claw machine where you can spend the resources and have an attempt fail. That would be incredibly triggering. And you can't get replicants of the same buffy, so you're always guaranteed to get a new one. So I really don't see anything too horrible about it. They're not too expensive, they're not releasing them all at once, so you're at an incredible detriment if you don't have an incredible amount of resources saved up like I do, or have been trying to do at least. And yeah, again, I just don't see anything too bad about it. I do understand people's worries, but I think it's probably going to be fine. It's going to be weird, obviously, when they have the first 6 brawlers with buffies and every other brawler doesn't have them, but that's exactly what has happened with hypercharges, and that went relatively well, I'll say. So, yeah, again, other than that, make sure to claim the freebie, again, the exploding head pin from the Brawl Talk, and other than that, one last thing I will mention, because I noticed, again, it's not really an argument, but an open discussion we've been having in our club chat about whether or not the 5 and 6 year anniversary icons exist. Obviously, I showed them in yesterday's video, so they do, but a lot of people were, well, I guess at least 2 people, were saying, oh, but I don't actually have the number 6 Brawliversary icon, how is that, right? So, my belief is that if you didn't get it through the shop last year, it's probably because it didn't appear in the shop. So the only other thing I could think of, if you've been active and you don't have it, is that, again, it's interestingly enough, coincidentally, right? At the end of Brawl Talks, they give away a freebie like I just showed off in this video. There's a good chance last year's Brawl Talk around December gave away a freebie that just so happened to be the 6-year anniversary icon, and maybe that's how you missed it. If not, I'm actually not 100% sure. Again, I'm sure I showcased it in one of my videos, but it's been a year, so it's pretty hard to remember. I know I was especially busy last year around this time, so yeah, it's hard for me to remember. Again, I didn't even remember that they existed, for Pete's sake. So yeah, again, if you don't have it, that's where I would look, or even just look it up. I'm sure it'll tell you where it came from. AI's helpful for some things, right? Not everything, but some things. So yeah, other than that, let's see how far I can take this, guys.